Wow. Thank you. You're applauding for me, but I'm here to welcome you. My name is Waleed Malis. I'm the Interim Associate Dean for Graduate Education in the College of Engineering. And on behalf of the faculty and staff of the College of Engineering, I'd like to welcome you to Northeastern, or in some cases, welcome you back for those of you who are returning. We're very happy that you're here. A great deal of effort and attention has gone into developing the programs that you will be entering and experiencing. We encourage you to come ready to learn, to experience, to research. Graduate education is an amazing opportunity. It can be life-changing, invigorating, and stimulating. I encourage you to take advantage of every opportunity you can. Northeastern and the College of Engineering are bursting with ways to engage with your courses, with research, with opportunities off campus, with faculty, and even beyond that, with student groups and with one another. Graduate school is really a time to develop and engage and learn, and I encourage you to take advantage of every opportunity you have available to you. We are here to support you. You'll be hearing about many ways in which we're here to help you on your journey. Please take advantage of all those chances to get help, to answer questions, and get guidance. So once again, welcome. I look forward to seeing you in class or in the hallway. And now I'll introduce Stephanie Duhem, who is the Assistant Director for Student Services, who will be telling you more about the next steps of your journey.
Hi, folks. Thanks for making it out this afternoon. I know some of you have already had to sit through very long orientations, so I appreciate you being here. And also thank you for RSVPing for this event. As you can see, we have a full house today. So my name's Stephanie Duhem. I'm the Assistant Director of Academic Advising in the Graduate School of Engineering. And so I'm here to tell you a little bit about our office and the services that we provide. One thing to note, this presentation is going to be interactive. That means we need you to participate. And in order to do that, it would be wonderful if you could have your smartphones or a laptop ready. There will be a gaming element to this. Okay. Oh, and there's prizes. Okay, so one other thing I want to bring to your attention, because there's so many of you, we want to be able to address the most commonly asked questions. So if you do have questions during this presentation, I'm going to ask you to go to this website using your phone, and it's going to ask you for a code. So if you enter in the first code right there, hashtag GSE100, that's going to allow you to type questions during this session, okay? So again, that's the website. If you have questions, enter them into that website. Okay. All right, so just a little bit about our office before I bring out the rest of the team here. Again, we're Graduate Student Services. We're on the first floor of the Snell Engineering Building. So, we're probably the first office that you see as soon as you come into the college. And that's our website right there at the bottom. It is a really long link. So what I typically do is Google Northeastern Graduate Student Services, and I think we're the top result. So that's another way to access that website. So our office assists largely with academics. So you folks are from all different programs, and you're trying to register for all different types of courses. If you run into a problem while registering for a course, our office is here to assist you with that. If you want to check on your academic progress towards earning your degree, we can help you check your progress. And if you have questions about graduation requirements, we're here to help you check that as well. If you're a funded student, if you have a stipended graduate assistantship or fellowship, we're here also to help you administer those. And watch out for emails from our office. We'll be sending a lot of emails about, for instance, registration deadlines or other just like very important deadlines. So make sure to watch your Husky emails for those messages. And finally, if you are an international student, we are the academic partner to the Office of Global Services. And sometimes they'll have forms that require an academic partner to sign off. So we are that contact for you in graduate student services. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to bring the rest of the team up here and have everybody introduce themselves to you as well. So, Matt. It's your turn.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Northeastern. Welcome to the grad school information session. So first, I'm just going to introduce my team. So my name is Matt Pogorski, and then there's Haley Lyons, Natalie Russo, Sherry Wong. They are here to assist with any questions you may have and can help you with anything that Stephanie mentioned earlier. So I'm going to hand the mic back to Steph.
Sure. Awesome. Yeah, so, sorry, Matt, I'm just gonna grab. So just to clarify, so this team, if you are in bioengineering, chemical engineering, civil and environmental, electrical and computer engineering, or mechanical and industrial engineering, this is your team right here of advisors. Myself and Bailey, we work with the multidisciplinary engineering programs. So that's computer systems engineering, Internet of Things, information systems, and telecommunication networks. Okay, so that's our contact info up there for you guys. Okay, so the game is about to start. So Matt is gonna walk around with this microphone, and if you think you know the answer to the question, please raise your hand, and he'll call out on one of you to answer it. Okay, so I'm gonna show you the question and then go backwards, so you can look at the slides as well. Okay, the first question is, if you are a chemical engineering student and your last name starts with R, who is your academic point of contact?
Natalie Russo.
Correct, Natalie. That's awesome. So you're gonna get a notebook and a stickers. Okay, that was an easy one. They're not all going to be that easy. All right, so. All right. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to talk to you guys about is course registration, because I know that's what's on a lot of your minds right now. There's a few key websites that you really need to know in order to register for courses every semester. So the first website you should probably already have accessed is the My Northeastern website. That is your gateway to all the information that you're going to need. You're gonna register for courses through this website, check your Husky emails, check your bills, access Blackboard. This website is really crucial, so make sure to bookmark that. The next website that you should really use as a resource is the Registrar website. So that's registrar.northeastern.edu. I'm going to show you a couple of links on this website that are really important. Okay. Yeah, so if you see the 2 red circles at the upper right, those are links to the academic calendar, which has all the registration deadlines on there, and a link to the catalog, which has all your graduation requirements on there. So 2 super, super important links. Okay. I'm going to give you guys a second to actually go to this website and set yourselves up for the next question. All right, so if you go to the Registrar website and click into the calendar link in the upper right corner, that will bring you to the academic calendar. Okay. The academic calendar, make sure you're looking at the 2019-2020 calendar. That is the current academic year. A few important dates to note on this calendar. September 4th is your first day of classes. September 17th is the last day you can add a class. Okay, September 17th. If somehow things don't work out, you can drop a class until September 24th and get a full tuition refund. Okay, so September 24th is the drop deadline, and that's also the last day that you'll be able to drop without having a W grade on your transcript. So a W grade is for withdrawal, and ideally you would like to avoid that. Just to note, October 14th is a holiday, no classes, so don't come here on that day. Okay, are most people into the calendar on their phones? Okay, wonderful. Okay, so next question. When is the last day of fall classes?
December 14th.
What was it?
December 14th.
So, no, it's not, sir.
That is incorrect.
Okay, if you want to.
December 7th.
Yes, it's December 7th is the last day of classes. Yes. So some of the confusion might be the last day of classes is not necessarily the last day of the semester. The last day of the semester is when all your final exams are finished. Okay, so the last day of classes is actually going to be before that. Okay. All right, awesome. Okay, so that was the calendar link. The other link that's really important for you to be able to access is the catalog link, which is right next to it. When you go into the graduate catalog, you're going to have to select your program. And once you click into your program, it's going to list all your graduation requirements. For instance, some of you will have core classes, certain elective classes that you can take. So once you go into the catalog, click into your program, you'll see the specific requirements for your program. Okay. All right, so I'm going to give you a second to log into the catalog. It's catalog.northeastern.edu/graduate, and prepare yourself for the next question. Okay, are most of you in? Okay. All right, so the next question is, can you name 3 core classes, that means classes you absolutely have to take, for the Masters in Telecommunication Networks?
There's that data networking and public policy, and there's one more, Linux programming.
What was the third one?
The Linux programming.
Okay, We'll give it to you. Yeah, so if if you were in there, some of the core classes are data networking, telecommunications public policy and business management, telecom and network infrastructure, or internet protocols and architecture. So obviously the courses are going to be different depending on your degree program, but if you see a class that's listed under core classes, that means you absolutely must take that class in order to graduate. Okay, so the next website I'm going to show you is the website of our office, our team. It's the Graduate Student Services webpage, and again, our link is super long, so I would say to just Google Graduate Student Services, Northeastern College of Engineering, and that will also take you to our webpage. So one thing I want to show you on our webpage is this very important link. It's forms. Every time you want to do something that's basically a little bit out of the ordinary, academically speaking, there's probably a form that you have to fill out for that. Okay? So I'm going to go over some of the forms with you right now. I know this is what you want to be hearing on a summer afternoon is forms. All right, so the first form that some of you might use during your time at Northeastern is our petition form. So the most common reasons students might use this form, for example, if you are looking at the catalog and you see a core class that you feel like you already know everything about that. Like maybe you took a very advanced class during your bachelor's program, maybe you have 10 years of work experience. Anyway, you want to waive a core class. You would have to use this form to request that from your department, okay? You would have to say what course you want to waive and what class you want to take instead and get permission from your academic program in order to do that. Also, if you're looking at the list of elective courses and you're thinking, I really want to take something else. I want to take a business school class. I want to take a computer science class. If you don't see that on your list of approved elective classes for your program, you can also use this form to request an elective outside your approved curriculum. One thing I do want to note for you, before you register for those classes, definitely get approval through this system first. What we don't want to happen is for you to register for and to take those classes and then find out, 2 years later that that class is not going to count for your program. So anytime you do something out of the ordinary academically, you probably have to use this petition form, okay? So once you fill out this form, get the signature of your faculty advisor for your program, then you can drop this off at our office on the first floor of Snell. One important note, the program directors are very different when it comes to the amount of flexibility that is built into these programs. So certain programs don't have quite as much flexibility. For example, if you are an information systems student or computer systems engineering student, there's less flexibility in the curriculum for you. It really depends on your particular program, and you're going to have to approach your department to ask for those approvals. Okay. All right, so we're gonna start building on the information that we've looked at before and get ready for the next question. All right. True or false? If you are a master's in data analytics engineering student, you need to file a petition for elective outside the approved curriculum if you take CS 5800.
True.
What did you say?
True. True. Is it true or false?
No. Yeah, it's. So it's false. Okay, maybe we can give so maybe we can sort of give extend the question. How would you find out if this is true or false? Can someone else answer that question?
There is a Search NU website where you can log on and check the prerequisite for the courses.
Yeah, so you would have to look at your catalog, go into the data analytics engineering program, and look at what are the core classes, what are the elective classes. It so happens that this class is listed on the approved electives list for DAE, so yeah. Great. All right, so these are gonna get harder. All right. How do you request a core course waiver if you are an information systems student? This is kind of a trick
By filling
question.
the petition form. Filling the petition form.
Oh, say that again?
Yeah, you take a permission from the student advisor and fill the petition form.
Okay. So you could use the petition form. I think we're gonna give that to you. But in reality, information systems students need to follow the curriculum strictly as it appears on the website. So you could file a petition form, but it would probably be denied, okay? So IS students, you have to follow an extremely strict curriculum. So that's just something to note. All right. Again, remember, if you have questions, enter them into that website, and we'll take them at the end. Okay. The next website I'm going to show you is super important. It's a way to look up your class schedules or to see what classes are available each semester. Okay, so this is the website. In the course registration guidance PDFs that you all should have received, there is a link to this, but if you want to take a picture or whatever, I understand. It is another very long link. So this website requires you to basically enter in the course that the subject of the course that you're interested in, as well as, for instance, like a course number, and then you can see all sections of that course available in a certain semester. So for example, if you're looking up, you want to know what are all the mechanical engineering classes in this fall semester, you would go to the schedule tool. You would select fall 2019 as the semester. For the subject, you would select mechanical engineering, and then you would go all the way down a course level, select graduate, click submit. That lists all the graduate classes, okay? If you know the course number, for example, you're looking for ME 6200, you can put mechanical engineering and then type in the course number, and then it'll list all the sections of ME 6200, okay? The other thing that's important about this tool is when it lists the sections, it also lists the restrictions on each section. So say, you want to take a certain course, but it's restricted to students in, like telecommunication networks, right? Then you can't necessarily get into that section. So this website allows you to see all the restrictions. Another easier way to access this website is if you typed Northeastern dynamic schedule into Google, it'll also bring you to this website. So it's called the dynamic schedule. Okay, so I'm going to give you a second to try to access this website, and then set yourselves up for the next question. really sure. Yeah, I just wanted to, actually wanted to show the screen outside of the PowerPoint.
Oh, you just drag this. Oh, yeah, it is mirror display. Yeah, it will be the same on this screen. And when you want to change back, you just
So, thank you so much. So I'm going to just run through an example with you because I know this one's kind of tricky. So the first thing I'm going to do is just like look for dynamic schedule Northeastern, and I'll pull up that website. Okay, so this is the website. We're going to be interested in the fall 2019 semester. And let's just look at a class together. So let's say we'll look at, I don't know. Okay, let's look at a class that many of you are going to take this semester. This is Industrial Engineering 6200, okay? All right, so. Okay. So just to look at, let's just look at this first section and read it together. So on this screen, you can see, who the instructor of the class is going to be. It's Professor Jagulam. And most importantly, you'll need to read the restrictions. So for instance, one of the restrictions is if you're a PhD student in industrial engineering, you should really not be taking this class. So you may not be enrolled in the PhD. You must be a graduate student. You must be in the College of Engineering, okay? And you must not be part of this special program. Okay, so then you can take a look also at the times that this class meets. So you can tell that this class meets 6 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. on Mondays, okay? And it's located in this room here. It tells you what the capacity of the class is, as well as how many students are currently enrolled in this class. So this is kind of unusual. I see that there's more students enrolled in this class than, what its capacity is. Normally that would not happen, okay? So if you're looking for open classes, the class, you really want to look at the capacity number and to see like how many seats are available. This class, for some reason, has negative seats available, so it's like really over full. But typically, you would look for a class with seats available. Okay, so that's an example. And let's go back to this. All right. Okay, perfect, thanks. All right, so hopefully you're in the website now. Okay, so the next question. What is the CRN of the section of Engineering Management 6225, which is only for engineering management students? So every section that you find using that schedule tool will also have what we call a CRN next to it, and that's how you identify that section of that class.
Is it 12632? I'm seeing like 5 different numbers here.
It should, I believe there's only one section that is restricted only to engineering management students. It's not that one.
13529?
Yes, it's 13529. Okay, perfect, perfect. Yeah, so if you look up a class like EMGT 6225, you'll find multiple sections. And if you ever want to talk to us about what section you're interested in getting into, you'll have to refer to the CRN number, which is different for every section, even of the same class. Okay? So that's dynamic schedule. All right. So if you're trying to register yourself for a class and you get a screen like this, error, error, there's some sort of, you're going to hit like, you're going to get a red box, and it's going to tell you at the top what the error is. So for example, in this case, there was a student that was trying to register for a class that was outside of their major. So that's what the error says, field of study restriction, major. So the way that you can prevent these errors is to make sure to use this tool and carefully read the restrictions. Okay, if you're trying to register for a class that's not for your major, or the seats are full, you're gonna get an error like that. Okay, so what do you do? Sorry, this isn't a question for gaming purposes. Okay, if you really want to get into a class, but you're hitting an error, say that it's restricted against your major. There's another form that you can access through the Graduate Student Services website to request an override into a class. So this form, it's called the override form. You would need to fill this out, indicate what the error is that you're getting when you try to register, and then you need to go to the department that runs the class and get their approval to get into the class. Okay? If they approve, then you can bring the form to us on the first floor of Snell. Okay, so that's the override form. This should be used only, in relatively exceptional situations. Most of the time, if a class has been built to be restricted to a certain group of students, there's a very good reason for that. So, okay. I also want to talk to you about online classes, because that's a question that we get a lot. So online classes, there are actually 2 types. There's regular online classes, which, as long as you meet the major, you meet the prerequisites, you should be able to register yourself for regular online classes. But we also have a special type of online class, which is called a V35 or video streaming class. And these classes actually stream videos from an on-ground class. These classes are quite special. They're reserved for students who are on co-op or who are part-time only. Any other students, which is probably the majority of you, you'll get an error if you try to register for a V35 class, okay? The only times that we can put you into a V35 class is if you're on co-op, or if there are absolutely no on-ground sections that semester. Okay, that's the only time we can override you into those classes. All right. The other question that we get a lot, international students, please note every semester you must have at least 4 credits on ground. Okay, so you can't just be taking online classes while you're enrolled. Okay, so next question for the scavenger hunt. What is one situation where you can take a V35 class?
if you're in co-op and you still have like one extra class that you may need to take and you might have some time after work, you could probably just take the class online.
Yes. Yep. So if you're on co-op, we can put you into a V35 class. All right, perfect. Okay, here's another concern that many students have. I'm sure you've seen the wonderful classes that are offered by some of the other colleges here at Northeastern. If you want to take a class in the DeMoore McKim School of Business or the Corey College of Computer Sciences, we actually cannot place you into those classes because, we are advisors within the College of Engineering. If you do want to get into those classes, you'll actually need to reach out to an advisor from one of those colleges, okay? And the place that you can find their contact information is through that link there. Don't worry, this link is also available on the Graduate Student Services website. So there is a section of our website that links to this information. All right. So I'm going to let you set yourself up for the next question. Again, to access this website, if you go to the Graduate Student Services website and scroll through the links, there is a link here to what to do if you want to take courses outside the College of Engineering. So I'm going to let you try to get to that website. Okay. So the next question, how many weeks after registration opens should a College of Engineering student wait before registering or before trying to register for business classes?
Is it 2 weeks?
Exactly, it's 2 weeks. Great job. Yeah, so the DeMoore McKim has requested that if you're a student in the College of Engineering and you're interested in their classes, to wait 2 weeks after registration opens before making that request so they can give priority to their own students, which makes sense. All right, so all of that information, again, can be found at this link here. Okay, perfect. All right, so in this next portion of the presentation, I'm going to talk to you about some of your responsibilities as a student and make sure that you're able to graduate in, in what will be a couple of years for some of you, and then for PhD students, a bit longer than that. So in general, in terms of academic requirements, you want to make sure that you complete your degree program by taking all of the core classes and the number of elective classes that you need by looking in the graduate catalog. You must also maintain a cumulative 3.0 GPA. That is a solid B average, okay? If you do happen to fall below a B, you must still have a C or higher in all core classes. And then finally, at the end of your program, you must have no more than 8 semester hours, so no more than 2 classes that were graded below a B minus. Okay, so if you could still graduate with like 1 class below a B minus, or even 2 classes below a B minus, but if you have 3 classes below B minus, then that is going to prevent you from graduation. Okay, so I'll let you review these rules for a second, and then we'll move on to the next question. Okay. If at the end of their program, a student has 4 A's and 4 C's, that's a B average, correct? And no C's in core classes, can they graduate?
Yes.
No. We'll extend the question. If someone can explain why not, we'll extend the question.
Because he needs at least 2 like 4, 8, total of 8 credit hours, which should be below B minus, which should be B minus. So more than that will not let him qualify.
Exactly. So if you look at this question, in this scenario, a student has gotten 4 C's. That breaks the rule of no more than 2 grades below a B minus. Okay? So there is a situation where you might have an overall B average, but still not be able to graduate if you have more than 2 grades below a B minus. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay. And so I'm sharing this with you in hopes of, obviously, hoping that everyone will be successful and make it to graduation without any issues. So, I mean, obviously, there are times when, students fall below those requirements. So I do need to talk to you about our academic probation policy. If, for instance, a student, let's say this fall 2019, at the end of the fall, your GPA is below a 3.0. It's below a B average. Then fall 2019 will be considered your first semester of academic probation. When you're on academic probation, all that means is that you need to meet with an academic advisor in our office, as well as your faculty advisor for your program, and come up with a plan for the next semester to bring your GPA up to a 3.0 or better, okay? So it's just making sure that you have a plan to improve. If you go 2 semesters, so let's say at the end of spring 2020, the GPA, the cumulative GPA is still below a 3.0, at that point, you are at risk for dismissal from the college. At that point, a student would need to appeal the dismissal to the program director of whatever program they're in, okay? If you have 3 semesters, if that appeal is successful after the 2nd semester and you get a 3rd semester to try to bring your GPA up, and for just 3 semesters in a row, your cumulative GPA is below a 3.0, again, you would be at risk for dismissal, and that time the appeal would need to go to a college-level appeals committee. Okay, so these policies can be found, again, on the Student Services website. We have a link to our advising academic probation policies. So this is just something to keep in mind. Academic probation isn't, the end of the world. We're here to help in case any students find themselves in that situation. We'll guide you through this process, including appeals if necessary. Okay. So let's see. Here are some opportunities to get involved in the Northeastern community. Some organizations that we commonly partner with, GWISE, Graduate Women in Science and Engineering, the Center for STEM Education, if you wish to volunteer with Boston area kindergarten through 12th grade students who are interested in STEM. The Career Development Office, Employer Engagement Office, you can attend their workshops and go there for appointments on career advising. And then finally, if you need assistance with writing during your time at Northeastern, there is a writing center that you can turn to for assistance. Global Student Success. So for international students, they hold ESL workshops and other activities. Graduate student government is another opportunity. On-campus jobs, depending on your sort of visa status, you may be eligible to seek on-campus jobs through the Office of Student Employment. And then finally, my favorite link, the BostonCalendar.com, that has a lot of fun activities around the city, and I encourage you to go and explore before the winter hits us. All right. So what's next? Make sure to check in with OGS if you are an international student, if you haven't already. Start attending classes on September 4th. And finally, if you are into social media, those are ways to connect with the College of Engineering there. Okay, so a few last notes here. I'm sure we won't be able to address all of the questions that we received today, but if you do have other questions, make sure to email your advisor. When emailing your advisor, please include your NUID, your program. If you're asking about a specific class, the CRN of the section of the class that you are asking about. And please make sure you're using your Husky email. So again, I'm going to bring out the entire team here, and we'll take a look at some of the questions that you've submitted during this session.
Hello, everyone. Again, I'm Natalie. I work with some of the departmental programs. Oh, am I too loud? Oh, no, we're not going to hook it up. You can just stare at our beautiful faces. That sound good? Okay, great. So thank you for submitting your questions. We're going to go over a few. We don't have time to address some, but I really want to thank you for taking the time to submit them and being thoughtful about them. Some of your more program-specific questions we're not going to address today, but if you want to follow up with one of us as your appropriate departmental contact, then we encourage you to do so. All right, so how many courses can we take per semester? Can we take more than 2 courses for the semester? So your credit limit is dependent on your degree program. If you look at your course planner, your credit limit should be shown at the bottom of your registration portal. And to increase it, you're gonna have to file a petition form or receive approval from your academic department. So like off the top of my head, there are some programs that are capped at full-time for 8 semester hours, which is 2 credits, and some other programs like in electrical and computer engineering have 13. Again, you wanna check in with your department. So with that, credits, how many total credits do we need to have to complete for a master's program? So the minimum credit requirement is 32 semester hours, which is typically 8 courses in the College of Engineering. So if you do take a course in the the School of Business, those courses are 3 credits, so please make sure that you're paying attention to the number of credits, because even if you have 8 courses and took 1 course in the business school, you will need to make up that 1 credit somehow in an academic manner. Do you want to take it over, or do you want me to keep going?
I keep going.
Okay.
Take questions, and then we can answer.
Okay, cool. So tell us about the graduate certificate programs along with the Master of Science programs. Can we use courses for their certificate towards other degree program? So if you look at the graduate catalog, it is a great resource, as Stephanie pointed out. So take a look there, and there's a list of all the certificates the College of Engineering offers and the policies associated with it. Certificates range from 16 to 20 credits, so 4 to 5 courses, and different programs have different requirements. And when I say different programs, the academic programs, your primary degree program, on how many courses you can count for both their certificate and the degree program itself. So take a look. Some programs allow you to count 2 courses towards the certificate and the degree. Others allow you to count 4. So make sure you're paying attention to that in your course planning. If you wish to attend a course, if I wish to attend a course outside of COE, will there be an additional credit or will it not be counted at all? So it depends. If you, again, look at your program requirements in the graduate catalog, you're gonna see a list of approved elective courses or courses that will count towards your degree that the faculty have already approved. Some of those courses are offered outside of the College of Engineering. So if you take a course outside of the college that's on that approved list, then it will count towards your degree program. You don't need to worry about having to file a petition form and get departmental approval. But if you look on your program requirements and you don't see that course listed anywhere and you want it to count towards your degree, you're going to have to go file a petition form, work with your academic department to receive approval, and then register for the course. I want to highlight, please do this before you register for the course, because if the course is not on your approved list of classes, it's not a guarantee that they will count towards your degree requirements, and you don't want to be assuming that it will. And then, if I've taken graduate classes at another place, can I transfer them to count towards my degree program here? So yes and no. You're going to have to work with your academic department, usually the program director or chair of graduate studies, to determine whether the course or courses would be appropriate to transfer into your degree program. And make sure when you do this that you've earned at least a B or better. You don't want to, you won't probably be able to transfer a course in which you've earned an F. So not worth the time. But you can find the transfer petition form also on our forms pages at the bottom of it under Registrar forms. All right, thanks. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. I know that many of you still have questions. Again, our contact information is up here. Note down who your academic advisor is, and once we're done with orientations and back at our desks, we'll be able to answer your questions. So once again, welcome to Northeastern. We are so excited to have you here and to be working with you over the years that you are here, and enjoy Boston. Okay.
I wanted to get myself up to be.